saying, let us break their bands asunder, their bands between father and son. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords, their tsetse, believe it or not, from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, that's the Father. The Lord, that's the Father, shall have them in derision. Then shall he, the Father, speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. This is what the Father is going to be saying and vexing them. I will declare the decree the Lord hath said unto me. This is David speaking. In the beginning of Psalm 2, he says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? That's David speaking. Again in verse 7 here, I will declare the decree the Lord hath spoken unto me. Because in verse 6, in verse 5, he is saying, the Father is saying, then shall he speak unto them, well, that might be David, in his wrath. Yet have I, right, that's still the Father. He will declare so the Father says, this is the Father speaking in verse 7, thou art my Son, this day have I begotten thee. This is what the Pharisees had a problem with Jesus with. It's no big deal for an Israelite to say that they are the Son of the Father. At the time of the Exodus, the Father told Moses, tell Pharaoh you are going to be Elohim. To Pharaoh, tell Pharaoh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn, and to let my son go. Otherwise, I'm going to kill your son, even your firstborn. It's no big deal for an Israelite to say they are the Son of the Father, but Jesus was being reprimanded by the Pharisees for saying specifically he is the Son spoken of in Scripture, the Son of the Father spoken of by the Scripture. That guy, this guy in Psalm 2, thou art my son, today this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. This is a good thing. The heathen for thine inheritance was promised to Abraham. The inheritance was promised to Abraham. The heathen were freely invited and promised and blessed. Ask of me, and I will give thee the inheritance for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way, wherein his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Yes, you say you trust in Jesus. I rest in Jesus. I got my Sabbath rest in Jesus. Oh, it's predetermined. Everything that God determined, everything it's to be done. No, this is the exact same words spoken at John the Baptist at his baptism of Jesus. Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Again at the transfiguration, thou art my son. Okay, he's declaring it. So Peter is trying to tell these Pharisees, look, you guys messed up. You guys that crucified Jesus, he was saying he was the Son. He was literally the Son. And then it's like, oh my God, the Pharisees got it. And they're like, okay, totally cool. Then he goes back and Peter says, hey, and talks to his people, the people that already believed, and said, hey, the Pharisees now believe, and so it's totally cool, you know. And the people that that were with Peter rejoiced and said, "Oh yes, why do the heathen rage?" Quoting Psalm 2, why do the heathen rage? And it is now that was predetermined. That was determined 1,000 years ago and has now come true, that they actually did that. They conspired against him and crucified him, and they are continuing to conspire against him. We hear of the 50 people against Paul. Took a vow, 40 people to death until Paul died. Okay, hang on a minute.